Guys, we're here with NFL vet Jack Crawford. Jack, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Happy to be here. You know, it's always good coming back to my hometown.
It's got to feel good being back on home soil.
Yes.
Obviously, you played in the NFL for so many years, done so much over there, and it's such an inspiration for guys. In fact, the guys behind us here today who are looking to emulate some of your success. We'll quickly talk on the game that happened over the weekend between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. What are your thoughts on that game? The way it ended is one of the best endings I've seen for a London game.
Well, first of all, so I was right behind the Saints bench. I thought that it went in.
I'm glad you said that because I did too.
And I saw them celebrate, and then I started celebrating, and then it didn't go in, and then I didn't want to celebrate. But yeah, no, that was games like that. Honestly, are like the best thing for growing sport over here in the UK. Having an ending like that, I said during the game that as a defensive lineman, you hate when games come to a position where it's completely out of your control. I think that, there were a couple mistakes early from both teams, penalties and all of that. I think, the Saints defense kind of did a lot to kind of help their offense get back in the game late. There were a couple questionable calls by the ref, specifically Tyrann Mathieu's hands to the face was extremely questionable. But, again, that's out of your control as a player. Yeah, that ending was like absolutely amazing.
It was electric, and
it was.
You mentioned it's what we need to help grow the sport over here, and that's exactly that because people don't realise the fan base that we have over here.
Yeah.
But on that segue, we're here at the NFL International Combine once again, second year in a row.
Yeah.
You were here last year, I was here last year. We had an interview last year too.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are returning. They were here last year, didn't quite make it, and they're back. Have you had a chance to catch up with some of the guys? And if you have, what's the general vibe? What are the guys feeling? What are their aspirations? Obviously, they want to be selected in terms of the IPP.
Right.
If you have had a chance to speak to some of the guys, what's the general vibe been like?
I've only spoke to a couple of them. There are a couple that I recognize from last year, and I have to say, like, coming back this year, they look even better than they did last year, and it kind of shows that. How much work they've put in and how much they want this. I would say that this, just this event in general is important. It's important because I say we as the NFL, we're looking for talent, looking for athleticism, looking for the people, the kids that are 6'8", 300 pounds, running a sub 540. That's what we're looking for. And, and they don't grow on trees. So to have something like this available, it's important. I didn't have this when I was in London. I came a little bit of an unorthodox route. I started with basketball and then I transitioned, but I did it in high school. So I still had a little bit of that, experience going from high school to then playing Division I college football at Penn State to kind of prepare for the NFL. These kids are coming in straight up from the street, essentially, to trying to play at a professional level, which is not easy. But I gotta say, I just think that this is an incredibly important experience, incredibly important, avenue to have available to make it to the NFL. And, some of these kids you could tell how bad they want it, man.
I think you're not wrong because there's some guys here that I actually played with. And there's some guys here. I think Andy, the running back, is here who I played with. And to see them progress from where we played with to be at the first event and now the second event, it does speak volumes of the opportunities that you can now get in the UK. You have the NFL Academy, which didn't exist some years ago. So there are multiple chances for players here, and you can only wish them the best on their venue forward. But we're going to look forward to the game this weekend. Huge game with the Packers and the Giants for a number of reasons. We're going to say his name. Aaron Rodgers is someone that everybody wants to see. The game sold out in record time. What are your thoughts on that game, and which way do you think it's going to go?
Oh, man, I mean, you said it, Aaron Rodgers, man. That's why I think a game like that sells out within probably hours or minutes. It's you have a player of that caliber bringing the best of the NFL, of what the NFL has to offer here to the UK, to Tottenham Stadium. It's an experience, man. I'm sure there's going to be people flying from all over Europe to kind of come and watch him do his thing. And I'm excited, man. It's going to be a show. I've played against Aaron Rodgers. I know that this guy is man. he plays the game within the game, man. It's a chess match when you're playing him, and he gonna catch you offside. He's gonna do little tricks here and there, and you know, he's a football genius, man. He's a pro, and so yeah, I think that we're in for a treat. I think it's gonna be, you know, people like yourself, the fans, you know, of the NFL over here in the UK are gonna get, you know, definitely get their money's worth. Just seeing him and what he does, you know, and doing it here in the UK, it's gonna be a treat, man. So
I think it's not a lot of people that can say they played against Aaron Rodgers, so that's pretty special in itself. But appreciate you taking the time out today. I think it's going to be an amazing game. Again, so many different reasons. You've got Aaron Rodgers on one side, you've got Daniel Jones on the other, you've got Saquon Barkley, who is absolutely lighting it up right now.
Another guy I played against who's like, the thing about Saquon is like, he doesn't look that big, but he's just one of them guys. It's like, when you hit him, it's just like he has like a different type of armor on the edge of his skin. He's just super hard. Like he's got a shell, and he's another freak athlete who's gonna put on a show. So I can't wait to see him in action too. But really quick, you know, I just want to say that, you know, I appreciate what you guys do. You know, you guys have been following the sport. I think that the sport keeps growing abroad because of people like you who are doing your thing over here, kind of spreading the game, and you're spreading your genuine love for the game. And I truly think that, you know, once you boil it down and you look at team sports across the board, I don't think there's a better team sport than American football, because it's the only team sport where you don't just need a couple guys, a couple star players to win a championship. You need a full offense, and you need a full defense, and you need the coaches, special teams, everyone. You have to get everybody on the same page. It's the most strategic game that exists, team game that exists. And so for me, my love for the sport developed like that. I loved playing it, but now I get a chance to kind of sit back and watch, you know, different parts of the game, different strategies of the game. And yeah, man, I will say that I appreciate what you're doing, your coverage of it, your enthusiasm. It's helped grow the sport into what it is, and it's part of the reason why these stadiums sell out in hours, man. So just keep doing your thing, bro, because it's going to grow. It doesn't matter, like, you know, how many people are watching this week versus how many people, you know, coming to the game that week. The sport's going to continue to grow, because I truly believe it is the best team sport that exists.
Bro, first and foremost, thank you for the kind words. It really does go a long way. Guys, you heard it here first. Jack Crawford, NFL vet. Stay tuned for more, and see you soon.